Good morning, iReal Estate pros and iList community. We appreciate you guys hopping on with us today. Pros, you guys remember last week I mentioned that we were going to bring on Joe Peterson from iList. We were going to talk a little bit about the integration that we've made with their platform, and Joe was going to give you guys a demo of the platform so you guys can see how this works, and hopefully we can kind of marry the both together and show you guys how these two systems could integrate for you to drive traffic. I think one of the big things, well, first of all, Joe, thank you for hopping on.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So, Joe, like I mentioned to you when we first started down this journey was, my community has been great at, the practice of this iREP practice, right? So they know how to get all these available options. What we don't provide as part of iREP is the lead generation side, right? The lead generation side, we've really left up to the community to say, hey guys, go fish wherever you want to fish. And here's how we would fish if we were you. And I think what your platform does really well is give them an opportunity to fish and prospect and generate their own leads. And so I really appreciate this. I think it's a great next step for iREP to integrate with you guys, and hopefully we find value in this for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. We're excited to kind of show everybody how we can tie the two platforms in together, because it's a really unique fit in terms of you've got the cash offer piece just mastered from start to finish. We can really kind of bring in some of the automation and, like you said, some of the audience and best way to do it. And, the most important thing we offer is how can you go after certain audiences, but do it in an automated way, right? I mean, that's what every agent here wants. They want to be able to go out, work more sellers, but it's all about time. How do you do it saving time? How do you take your product to them in an automated way? How do you turn basically all your marketing into inbound marketing? And how do you have a platform that captures that? And that's really unique about seeing both platforms work together. You fill a massive void that we don't have on the iList platform. And it's interesting, when we first launched this, we didn't know iREP. I didn't know you. And the ability for them to match together and work together now is really awesome to see how that turned out.
Yeah. I think if I recall, I saw like a Facebook ad that you guys were doing, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. Like, I want to see how this looks. And your logo was similar to ours. So I was like, well, who the heck's pirating my logo? No. So no, I think it really works really well. And so guys, I think what you're going to see here as Joe give you guys a demo of the system is a couple things. One is you probably already have set up your own iREP instant offer website, which you can still use, but this would be an add-on. So this would be something that you'd need to add on. And like Joe mentioned, you guys, what we're talking about here is automation and automating your marketing process. So one example of that, the way that my team's been starting to use iList, is we've taken like FSBO information, right? And now we have an automated way that we market to FSBOs using the iList platform. And it just works. Like, I don't have to go in there every Monday and upload a list of FSBOs. You're already doing that. The system does that for us. And so, Joe, I'll let you demo away and give these guys a tour around their platform and what it could look like for them.
Awesome. Well, we're gonna hit the high level here. We're gonna go through this pretty quickly. But what I want to show you is, and Dan, I'm going to go ahead and hit share on my screen if you're good with that.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So really what I want to hit today on the demo is really show you what a seller-focused platform looks like, kind of what sellers get to experience. And then we're going to go through and walk through a cash offer process and really show you the automation, show you the data capture, and show you how easy this is on the audience that you're going out to. So we're going to start by just doing a high level walkthrough of the profile, because in the profile is really where you get to create your custom seller focused site. You'll hear me say that several times in this demo, but everything we do is seller focused. Okay. Mm-hmm. Websites out there are amazing, do a lot of things a lot better than what we do, but they're also focused mainly on the buyer side. We kind of flip that and we dive straight into the seller side of it. So I'm going to show you real quick how easy it is to set it up, how easy it is to launch your leads, marketing automations, kind of dive into some auto engagement, and then we're going to actually walk a property through really quickly the cash offer process, how that's integrated straight to Dan and his team, Donna, and how the offer process works.
Awesome.
So let's just dive in. I'm going to set a profile that I already have created here just so I can click through it quickly for you. But when you're setting up your iList account, first thing you do is set up your profile. I'm going to skip through some of these, and we're just going to dive into your coverage area. We're going to start right here because this is where you get to determine where you want to receive leads from, FSBOs, expired, canceled, that audience that Dan was talking about that is such a great target to go after for cash offer marketing. So you simply input your state, counties. I actually did a multi-state one just to show you what that looked like. Then you get to come in and design your services. While we do have a cash offer component on here that's very powerful, you can also come in here and create different options such as flat fee, different percentages, all within your website, all fully automated. You come in and design your site. This is kind of the fun part that you as an agent get to do. You can come in here, change your background image, change your text, anything you want to do, you can fully come in, change it, edit your messaging here. These are the services you designed. We bring in value props, buyer page. It's a custom site that you as an agent get to design in a matter of just a few minutes.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, I'll stop you for just a sec because I want to make sure they capture this part of it. Scroll down just a little bit on that page so that they can see this, the options page. So pros, as you guys are looking at this, so what Joe's talking about here is these are your retail options, your kind of your go-to-market options. So a consumer is going to really, in this scenario that Joe's put together, so this example, and yours doesn't have to look like this, and these aren't the offerings you have to offer. These are your own business decisions. So you guys make a business decision on what your flat fee program is going to look like, what your full service could look like, and then maybe with your full service add-on, full service plus could potentially look like. That's what we're talking about here, is that giving the consumer that option up front, right? Whether you capture them for the $1,000 flat fee, or you capture them for 1%, or you capture them for 3%, or whatever you're charging in your market, that's a lead, right? And so that's what we're talking about, is whatever this consumer thinks that they want in the front end tends to not always be what they get in the back end, right? So I think what's important here is that what we're talking about is capture. So we want to capture this consumer. And so this site does that well, but this is fully customizable. You decide how you want to run your business here. We're not telling you how to run your business.
Exactly. Yeah. Dan said these are just options. I use very simple numbers just for demos, but you can come in here. You one option, two options, three options. Everything here is fully customizable for you. You can also change all the icons, text under it, so it matches your business. And like Dan said, the best thing about this site, it's seller focused and it's designed to start conversations, right? Our goal is to tell sellers what they want and when they want it. And you can start conversations. Your sellers can easily upgrade to any service you offer at any time in the process. And I'll actually show you what that kind of looks like once we look at the live site. You can drop in all kinds of links for title companies, lenders here, add different partners, and you can dive in and do a site preview. But what I really wanted to focus on was just show you how easy it is to create your coverage area where you want leads, customize your selling options that fit your business goals, and then change the complete design of your site in a very point and click manner. We've taken a full custom site and made it point and click. Let's actually dive in now. And here's what this site looks like. This is the live published site. You're in control of all this text. Once again, like Dan said, all these options, everything. We've got cash offers highlighted here, as well as specific cash offer links built in at the top. When you design your site, I want to speak for 1 second on that cash offer piece. In your marketing, in your iList dashboard, you have what we call our marketplace. This is where you can come in and design your cash offer site right here. And then this is where you can associate it right here with iREP. Okay. So if you are, for all of the iList subscribers on here, I know we've already sent this out to you. For everybody that's a pro with Dan, you can come in here and design your cash offer site. You can run this in conjunction with the one you have with Dan. That I'll show you the kind of the benefits of this. But if you click right here to add your iREP, basically this is just going to tell Dan's team that you're linking the two together. So when a seller comes in and engages, there is a seamless pass through of information back and forth from our platform straight to Donna.
Yep.
I'll show you what that looks like real quick here. Let's dive in. I'm going to show you the seller automation part real quick, what a seller experience is, and then we're actually going to go through and do a cash offer and send it over here. I'm going to enter a fake address, and Dan, I just realized, man, I forgot to show people something very important that you just mentioned a while ago, the leads page.
Yeah.
Like Dan said, our goal is to give you that seller website automation, also bring in an audience for you. So notice I just clicked on my leads section here. All of this information is full auto-populated. I mean, there's thousands of leads in here, thousands of pages of leads. These leads are updated multiple times a day. So if Dan and his team wanted to reach out to David here at 680 River Chase in Atlanta, they can just click one button, send him a text, one button, send him an email, and be able to have complete conversations with this individual from directly within the lead page.
Yep.
Now, the best way to do this that we've seen, and I think Dan's team has seen, you can actually come up here and say you want to put this individual right here on a cash offer marketing campaign. You can click this, grab a cash offer campaign that you can create, and hit start. Now your platform is going out and reaching out to these consumers, these potential sellers automatically for you, whether it be a text campaign, email, voicemail drop, a combination of all of the above. And you've, in one click, you turned all of your marketing into inbound marketing. As these consumers, you get to track conversations in one spot right here. It's real time, and it's very easy to engage and start conversations like Dan was saying.
Yeah, I think what's important here, guys, is, you know, what Joe's talking about is what's included in your iList membership. So an iList membership are these leads that are automatically loaded into your platform, right? So these are leads that Joe and his team are already generating. So they're coming off of like for sale by owner websites, you name it. I mean, they're getting canceled, FSBOs, expireds, you know, referrals, social media, whatever. Like they are generating a bunch of leads in those markets already. They're driving the leads to this page, which is yours because you've identified that as your market. And then it's your job to decide how you want to communicate to that consumer, right? So if the lead's just in here, it's just in here. It doesn't do anything. You've got to apply something to it, right? So we've got to give something to the consumer, which is creating these campaigns. And that might be a great follow-up for us, Joe, is, you know, which campaigns are working? Like what sequence of the communication to the consumer is working? Because I think a lot of our agents do this in their CRMs. And I want to be sure to our community understands that this is not like a CRM package, right? So this isn't taking them kind of A to Z. This is for us to generate a lead. We want to generate a lead in here. And that's what we're talking about. And so this campaign you could set up and edit and change as things get updated. But like we've loved this because like for sale by owner has been a great example of us. It was like every week I was having to download the list, you know, skip trace it, then upload it into my CRM, then apply the campaign to it. And it just got a little bit clumsy where this was just fully automated. I don't have to touch it.
Exactly. And one of the big reasons of bringing this into one platform is I hate dual or redundant systems, right? And in real estate, my gosh, I mean, I've got 15 different platforms on a daily basis I have to log into. So when we were bringing this in, we were working with our team and our goal was how can we have everything one click away?
Yeah.
Because as I know my agents, if it's multiple clicks away or it takes time, they're not going to use it as they should. And so we really wanted everything to be a one-click setup. And through our marketing automation, you can easily customize and create those campaigns. From the leads, you can change your lead sources. You can bring in different types of leads, all from within your console, and everything you need is one click away. Awesome. So you can go into your console, launch your marketing automation, pick a group of leads that you want to target, start pushing out your cash offer, your marketing message to them, right? And do so in an automated way where you're not having to remember to do it every day, because it's not the first outreach that converts. Oftentimes it's not the second, it's the seventh, eighth, ninth. And how are you going to remember to do that if you're not using some type of automation? So that's what we brought into this system and kind of married it into everything that we do.
Right.
Let's dive in and show you actually what a seller experience is real quick. I kind of want to do two things at this part, is show you what a seller experience is, and then we're going to walk through the cash offer side of it real fast. So let's pretend that through your automated outreach, you reached out to this individual here. I just jotted down some addresses. Boulder Drive in Boulder Hill Court in Atlanta. Let's say you reached out to them and said, hey, Mr. Seller, I see you are a FSBO, expired, canceled, whatever you may be. Hey, we have a technology platform designed for sellers just like you. Why don't you check us out? So your whole goal is to get consumers to your platform. He comes in, types in his address, and now your platform is designed, once again, to give sellers exactly what they're looking for when they're looking for it. Notice we're not stopping them here and asking for their email or Facebook. We are allowing them to truly experience your platform before they have to do anything. They can request value reports, look at all kinds of different value sources that we bring into them. And yes, we do show Zillow because every seller is going to look at it. You might as well show.
There you go.
You've got all of your different value props here at the click of a button that they can play with. And then we have these selling options. Showing you this workflow right now because I want to make sure you see the benefit of the cash offer, which I'm going to show you next. So let's say this seller chooses a 1%, just for demo sake. Once again, one of our sellers' favorite tools is we don't give them just a random value. We give them value based on comps and everything happening in their area, and then they can come in here and fully customize their value. Okay, so as you're going through this, and this same thing applies to the cash offer workflow that we're about to see, as your sellers experience this and say they maybe want to shift gears out of a cash offer and into a traditional selling method, your sellers will have access to all of this exact same details here. Show them the price, allow them to grab and select a buyer agent commission because it is required. And then that seller goes in, they confirm their address, and then now they're answering a set of intuitive questions about their house. Now, we're not going to go through all these on a demo, but let me show you what just happened in your custom console. Let me just refresh my screen real fast. Notice that address we just typed in automatically shows in your console as an agent, as an iList tech user, and it shows it's a brand new seller, 1% MLS, step 1 of 10. So you get to watch consumers fully engage with your seller-focused site and walk through the listing process. That's our listing automation. At any given time, you can call, text, email, give them guidance, but there is a custom workflow designed to walk them through this, delivering everything you need to list their house. And this platform actually takes it from lead, listing, offer, contract, close. So it's a very intuitive workflow. But let's dive into the reason why we're all here on this call. Let's watch this and let's do this on a cash offer real quick. Sellers can access cash offers from multiple different ways. Right here featured on the homepage. And you're in control of all this text, by the way. Notice I put sample text here just to say it. You can literally customize this to fit multiple cash offers, single cash offers, however you want to through your iREP relationships. I'm going to input the cash offer through the link up top. Notice right here, you have a custom link. This can be built around your custom domain. Dan, I think you've got a great one for yours, speaking specifically about cash offers,
Yep.
But you do get a custom domain on your site. Now, you drive sellers here. Notice it's telling them the easiest way to sell your home. 1, 2, 3, dashboard, tell us about your house, deliver offers. We bring in your other selling options right here also because it's all about giving consumers options. In this day and age, with the amount of technology that's out there, why should buyers be the only ones that have all kinds of options, right? we're bringing those offers to the sellers.
Yep.
So let's say this seller is interested and say, hey, I would love to get a cash offer. I'd love to go down this process here. You may enter in a fake address we have here. Here we go, Stacks Avenue. And we're going to say, let's request some cash offers. Now, this consumer, just like a traditional workflow, is going to get a lot of the same information, right? We tell them what we know about their house, give them a slight range. They can look at the same value sources as the others. They can come in here and create their dashboard, describe their home, sit back and watch the process take over. I'm going to walk through just a couple of steps because iREP pros that are on here, I want you to pay very close attention here on these questions, this workflow we built out directly with Dan and his team. These are the Donna questions. Right. We fully integrated them into our process. So I'll just answer a couple of these real fast, make some info up. Let's just say we just want to close within 30 days, owner, no renovation required, housing type. Now, you may think that a lot of these questions, like why are you asking them housing type? Why are you asking them year built? It's not about telling the consumer what we know about their house. It's having that consumer engage with your platform. Because when a consumer chooses to engage with them, your conversion rate and your relationship with that consumer is going to be 10 times better if you just showed them what they know, because that takes no effort on the consumer side, right? That's why some of the social media marketing out there, you get a lot of engagement but very low conversion. It's because people are really good about telling them what they know about their house instead of letting the consumer take control. So we kind of blend best of both worlds in here. We actually know these details. We display some of them, but we do require the consumer to give us a few others here. Now, I'm not going to go through all of the questions, but I wanted to show you how integrated we are with Donna. You can come in here, select, deselect as many rooms as you want to. I'm going to go ahead and stop right here at step 4 of 9, but this system will continue to ask about the lots, the upgrades, features, upload photos, upload video walkthrough of the house. That way, when that consumer hits submit, yes, I'm ready for cash offers, you're able to collect and receive that data, and you can hit one button and actually pass it all to Dan and his team through Donna. So I'm actually going to show you what that looks like. I'm going to go back to your dashboard and hit refresh. Notice I stopped on step 4 of 9 on a cash offer workflow. So just like one of the traditional selling options, we do the same thing. We capture the same information here, which this is a very valuable feature. Let's say this seller stayed here for 24 hours and you're like, why did Sally's seller not go forward after step 4? Well, you have one-click communication, reach out to them, engage them, walk them through the process.
Right.
But let's go through a seller's dashboard real quick. I actually already have a property set up within this seller. And within the iList platform, not only do you get custom dashboards to manage all your listings, but your sellers and buyer agents also get custom dashboards. So this is Sally Seller's custom dashboard. Notice right here, you're on step 4 of 9. You're almost there for a cash offer process. What I wanted to do was come down and show you one that they actually submitted all their details and already received a cash offer, in this case, from OfferPad. So you can see from a seller dashboard, all of the information they need is right here. If they want to view the offer, all of the details are right here. It's very easy for this seller now to counter an offer. So from an agent side, you receive the offers in after you pass it through iREP. You put them into the system automatically hands them off to your seller via text and via email. If this particular seller here wants to counter this cash offer, they just hit make counter. Say we want to counter at 500 just for number's sake here. We're not going to change anything else. Now I'm going to put in some notes. My counter, and we're going to hit submit counter. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. So now, great, we're going to go back to our dashboard as a seller here. I can look at the entire offer history of everything I've done, but you can see the status automatically changes. The offer platform within iList is very, very powerful. I wanted to make a quick counter in here to show you what it looked like, because this is where you're going to be living as an agent working with iList and iREP in conjunction. Here's the property right here that we just did. Notice cash offers are received. Cash offer information is completed. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to send these property records directly to iREP. If you notice here, you have some tasks. The very first task is request a cash offer. Would you like to send this data file to iREP? Yes. And would you also like your team to receive this data set as well? I'm going to say yes. And I can put in any notes, documents I want to here, but I'm going to hit save and complete right here. Now, the second I did this, Dan and his team should be getting email alerts right now saying, hey, iList has sent you a new offer. It's being put into Donna, and Donna is starting the whole automation process automatically. You're not having to do dual entry. You're not having to receive offers on this side, copy and paste them and drop them into here. It's literally as easy as clicking a button.
Yeah. Yeah. And the offers are, this is going directly to the Donna team, guys. So essentially what Joe just clicked, that button sent the entire data set to the Donna team. So now Donna is doing her job from that point. You guys know what Donna does. So pretty sweet. I think that's just a really cool integration. I love that.
Yeah. And as you receive offers from Donna and the cash buyers directly to you, simply hit a button, put in the offer details, and here you go. Buyer agent, best agent. This is just my sample one I did here. Buyer name, offer pad. We've got a counter offer in here. We can track the full-blown history of this.
Yep.
And it's a very easy to automate the offer process, not just to Donna and receive that information back, which is going to save you and your team a ton of time, and it gives the seller a cool experience. But when you receive those offers in, you hit one button to put the offer in on your side. You just hit an offer, put in the details right here, and it goes to the seller automatically. They get an email from you, a text saying, hey, congratulations, so-and-so just sent you an offer. Here's all the terms. What would you like to do, accept or reject? So now instead of receiving 30 pages of documents that they're not quite sure what it means, what does it look like, what is this, you can now send the specific terms to your seller, come to terms on the agreement, and then do contracts one time, clean and clear. So it's a completely new experience on the offer side as well. Here's just a snapshot of what it looks like. Initial offer came in at 450. Remember, I just countered at 500. And every time something changes, it's highlighted in red. All of the notes are recorded, and you can act on behalf of either party. So it's a very cool experience. Once you do accept an offer and you confirm that the seller accepted an offer, it goes into pending contract and goes through a custom contract to close workflow. And it's not a one-size-fits-all. It's a contract to close workflow built within your dashboard specific to that offer and the terms that were accepted. So this gives you the ability to create a seller-focused site, engage in a large audience automatically, take cash offer automation out to that audience. And if you're working cash offer, you're going to get a lot of engagement. You've got to have a way to manage and receive those offers in a fast, trackable manner. And that's exactly what we do in iList. I'll show you one more little section up here, your offer section. It tracks every offer down to the second. You can see the status. You can actually see every offer that you have working. Because if you're planning on entering this cash offer world, Dan and his team already proved how awesome that world is. But on your side, you've got to have a system that can track and manage every detail of it. And this is just an added benefit of tying on iList to your iREP platform.
Yeah. I think what's cool, Joe, and like my team just started kind of doing some of this stuff this week is, we're showing our consumers, sitting down with our sellers at that first appointment that we talk about, and we're showing them what their experience is going to look like, right? Their seller dashboard now. And we're saying, hey, look, you have this dashboard. as I'm working, you're going to see it, right? And I think that even like speaks further to the transparency that consumers are demanding now in the market. It's like, you know, the real estate agent isn't exactly the most trusted source, as we've said before. It's not you and I that have caused that. I don't know, our forefathers in the real estate industry that's set that precedent, but that's what it is. And so by leading with transparency, I think it's giving consumers a different play. Someone asked Joe in our community. They said, are the field questions on the cash offer request, the confirm details page, are those customizable as well?
They are, yes, we can customize them to some degree. Right now, we have fully built them based around Donna.
Yeah.
So we've taken the Donna questions and fully integrated them into our workflow.
Yep.
So as changes are needed, yes, absolutely, we can customize those.
Yeah, and obviously, guys, as we update the Donna tool, and as the iBuyers shift and they ask us different questions, we've had to change that Donna tool obviously along that way. As we update the Donna tool, the iList tool will update as well. So we'll take care of those updates for you guys as far as this goes. So I think it's pretty sweet, man. I think you did a great job of kind of sharing the system with us. Is there any other tools or tricks you want to show us while we're giving a demo of these guys?
Yeah, I'll kind of hit a couple other high level features here. We've got some additional features, such as the marketing score. If you're using a seller automated platform such as iList, it's got pros and cons to it, right? The pro is it's all consumer driven.
Right.
The con is it's all consumer driven. You have to have a way to validate, like, okay, how does this property look compared to other houses in the neighborhood? How did the consumer set their price? What they're asking, is it reasonable? Because on a seller focused platform, you don't want to come in and be the bad guy and always be correcting a consumer. Right? That's going to kind of negate the whole point of what you just said is giving consumer options and controls. You don't want to come in on the top of them and say, hey, yeah, you had all the right options, you just made all the wrong choices. You don't want that to happen.
Right. So
we actually built in marketing scores, and I'm in the seller dashboard right here. I'm going to click on this marketing, and notice right here, it grades their price point, right? So just for kicks, I'm going to go in, I'm going to raise this price to $350,000 as a seller, right? Just because I want to show you how the marketing score reacts and how it works. Well, your platform now is telling them, hey, you're priced high. Your marketing score dropped down to a 45% just because I over exaggerated the price here. Well, let's say the seller comes in and says, okay, we'll list it $289,900. The seller hits update. Marketing score shoots up to an 87. Price looks good. Commission. If the seller chose a lower buyer agent commission than you recommended, your marketing score is telling them, hey, I understand what you did here, but you're outside of the range, which is going to drive you the most activity. That seller can come in, update their buyer agent commission, and now notice commission's competitive. Your marketing score went up to a 92%. We tell all of our sellers, when we're looking through our dashboard, our custom console, I want all of my sellers, our marketing scores, to be at a 90% or higher. Because when they hit that 90% price range, these properties fly off the market. And so it's just a great visual indicator on our side. And it's a great barometer on the seller side of like, okay, who's close on this? Who's off on price or commissions or other features? So it's just a really cool feature that we built directly and it's visible to you, the agent, and directly on the seller's platform.
Right.
Last little feature I'll show you, just not to get into too many details here, our reports. We capture everything that a consumer does within your platform. One of my favorite reports is our address capture report. So as you're out doing communication and using the marketing automation and sending people to your platform, whether it be for cash buyers, different selling options, notice some of these leads here have a fireball icon on them. Mm-hmm. Well, this is called a hot lead. And the reason we have a hot lead here and not on some of these others is because your platform knows that this address exists in your leads. It also knows that a person physically came into your website and typed in this address. So this fireball icon here is a way of saying, hey, Dan, reach out to me, convert me, speak to me. So if you click the fireball icon, notice it shows you exactly who this is. If you click view lead, notice it takes you straight to your lead page where you can see, oh, they were on a campaign here. Here's our full conversation history. And now you can reach out to, Ray here and say, hey, Ray, I noticed you were on the platform looking at my different options. How can we help out? Do you have any questions? Because now you're not doing a sales pitch to him. You're coming alongside of him, talking about the tools, the options he has. And that is going to get you a much better conversion than talking about your stats as an agent or your history as an agent. Because at this point in time, you're offering the sellers a true benefit, and you can approach them that way. Same thing with cash offer. I mean, if they were a cash offer lead, you could see that they were on a cash offer campaign, looked at this, visited your cash offer site, and follow up with them and say, hey, I saw you were exploring your potential cash offers. Like, hey, can we help out? Yeah. And then again, it's a conversation starter. The more conversations you have, more sellers you get, more leads you get, more buyers agents. It starts the entire funnel of the real estate process.
Yeah. I think the other thing to point out here too, Joe, is it's not just the leads that iList Tech puts in your system. You as an agent, you have the option to upload your own list of consumers, right? So if you're getting a really good lead set from realtor.com or Zillow, or, if you're a data nerd like I am, we're uploading thousands of leads into the system and just starting a campaign, right? And so now instead of me having to, get ISAs and call all these people down, I can just set this up and go, right? Leave them voicemails, do text, email, whatever it may be. We're doing all that right through the system.
Yeah, and we just launched in fact, we emailed it out to our active users this morning. We just launched a communication feature within here. As these leads respond, your communication icons will start going off. We just launched a feature that we call our intuitive email response. We're working on the name. It's not very good right now. But when a lead texts you back or emails you back, let's say David here texts Dan back. Well, Dan is going to get an email, or whoever's managing this for Dan is going to get an email. It's going to show the complete conversation history on the email, property details, status, everything directly on the email. And when Dan's team replies to that email, it's not going to email David back. It's going to send David a text back, because we track the incoming communication type. We want all communication coming into one spot for you. So if you're out on the fly showing houses, walkthroughs, whatnot, you're going to be able to see the entire conversation history on your phone and simply reply to the email. The system is going to be able to identify, okay, was that a text or was that an email coming in? And it'll send that same communication straight back. So it allows you to manage conversations on the fly. Of course, you can do it from within your platform at any given time, but it's a really powerful feature that we literally just rolled out and announced about our community this morning.
That's awesome, man. That's great. Yeah. So if you're sitting at your desktop, you just turn the notifications on, boom, you're knowing like what's happening inside and out. Or if you've got someone on your team that's, an ISA or someone doing lead gen, or even team members, right? Buyer agent, listing agents, what have you, set them up on this, right? Like make sure they've got this desktop open. They're getting those notifications. Obviously, you and I both know the quicker we hit the consumer, higher our conversion is going to be. So I love that notification add-on. It's great.
Yep, that's exactly right. So it makes it very easy. Now, the best part about it is when you say you respond to 15 people, and I'm saying big numbers like that because it generates a lot of conversations. Let's say you respond to 15 people on your showing request. With your iList platform, it also tracks all of the conversations as well. So you don't have to worry about coming in and making notes and updating all this. If you respond from your phone, it's responding all records within this specific lead as well.
Wow,
so
that's great.
Once again, I'm all about one click, easy access.
Yeah. Well, Joe, there's a lot here, a lot to unpack for our pros, and I think what we should do is kind of continue, kind of unpacking it for them. Obviously, let's let some pros get in here and start diving into how this could integrate, and then we're going to learn the questions that they've got about the challenges maybe they're having in some setup, or they're having challenges creating campaigns and what have you. And I think that's great stuff for us to continue talking about and involved in this integration, because I think long term this is where we're going as far as a world, right? The consumer is demanding this kind of marketplace where it's the Amazon type experience, and we give them that, but there's some manual pieces to that. Now we're taking the next step into automation, right? The next step towards this virtual marketplace, and I think that's where eventually all consumers are going to end up. And so why not be the first to market with it? I could tell you guys too. The other options that Joe talked about, the 1%, the flat fee, the reduced fee commission stuff. What's interesting about that is we're starting to see more consumers select those options up front, right? Where they'll come in and they'll say, yeah, I want the flat fee. And once they realize what the flat fee includes, they're probably going to upgrade into something else, right? But the flat fee is what generated the lead. And so, I'm not suggesting how to do your business or how not to do your business. And obviously talk to your broker about all of this stuff. But the point is, we're talking about lead generation, right? And how can we generate these leads? Because I think that a consumer, and Joe, you may have experience with this too, but when I meet with those consumers, they always want the cheapest, and they want the fastest, right? Like that's what we all want. They're always going to select the cheapest option, right? But it's our job then to kind of navigate those waters with them and go, look, there's all these available options. Like, let's go through the iREP process, and then you can decide which is your best option. And I think that's what we're talking about here is just, the ability to lead gen. So even, kind of next phase and, a peek under the rug or peek where we're heading is, guys, we're talking about integrations with IV data now as well, where you as an agent can start to select your list. Like, who do you want to market to? Selecting your list right out of IV data, uploading them into iList, and let the system just start to work from there. So, pretty sweet stuff. I think this is the next gen of where we're headed with iREP and iList, hopefully, and all of our partners here, kind of marrying it together to give you guys the best consumer experience, because that's what our job is supposed to be, right?
Right.
Awesome, man. Well, Joe, I really appreciate your time. I appreciate you hopping on with our community here today. Any closing thoughts or ideas for our world?
No, man. I mean, what you said, that last statement you said was pretty powerful about how consumers are going to go after the cheapest option, but then the goal is within your system, whatever system you're using, and you can do it within iList, never let them leave. Always give them the next option that they're looking for or want to explore. And I know iREP does that. We do that within iList. And kind of the most important part with that is that's a consumer that might not have engaged you otherwise, right? You offered something that intrigued them. They're exploring it. Well, now you have them captured. If you would have not have offered that, you may have never earned that opportunity. So once again, it just goes back to options and automation. And I know Dan and his team do awesome at that. And, we're hoping to just continue to bring more and more of that into the platforms.
Yeah, for sure. So, Joe, before we let you go, A, how do we find you? And then B, what's this going to cost our guys?
So here's
I know they're all sitting there going, okay, where was it going to cost me? So let's just give it to them. Let's tell them.
Here's the best part. You go to iList Tech Demo, and we'll send this out. Here's the link right here. It's just tech.com demo. Kind of tells you who we are, what we do. We make sure everybody gets a 30-day trial. Why? Me being in real estate or broker, I never want to dive in and try something unless I get to test drive it, right? So I want to see, okay, what does my site look like? How does it truly work? What do my leads look like? How does the automation and how do I work with iREP? We want all of that. We want you to explore that and play with that. So we give everybody a free 30-day trial. We do encourage people. It's like, hey, let's jump on a demo. Or if you want to go ahead and get your free account started, awesome. The second you're set up, our team is going to reach out to you and say, hey, let's do a one-on-one. Let's make sure that your site matches your goals, your campaigns match your site. We come in right next to you and make sure that it is functioning for success. right? We don't just come in and say, hey, get started. All right, see you later. We want to walk right now and make sure it's working and working well. Our platform, it's very, very simple. We don't do contracts. If you want the full-blown custom sites, automations, everything that you saw today, it's $199 a month, including all your leads in your area, all outreach, marketing, automation, you name it. If you're just mainly looking for the site with the automation and marketing automation, but no leads, say you want to work with Ivy or another awesome lead source, you get everything for $149 a month.
Yep.
It's very basic. There's no hidden cost in there. We like to keep it as simple as possible, as powerful as possible. And we get asked the question all the time is like, okay, well, I mean, if we're doing 4 or 5 sellers, what does this look like? What does this look like? We try to keep it as simple as possible. And we want it to be one of the most affordable platforms on the market and go after a very unique audience in a very unique way.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, totally affordable. Even just maintenance on their own sites that's what it is. And agents are spending a lot more money on leads than that. So guys, if I've said this before, buying leads has not always been my thing, right? I'm always the data guy. Let's go generate our own leads. But a lot of us are buying leads and stuff out there. Like if you're going to buy leads, buy these, right? Because here's the thing with this lead is that this lead also has an experience tied to it. Your lead that you're buying just from somewhere else, you got to create that experience. And so that's where this is different. Is you're getting that full automation along with the lead, right? So we're marrying the two together. And then if you want to go and get additional data and leads and stuff, you can really pack this thing. So guys, I would seriously encourage you to try the 30-day free trial. December obviously is right around the corner tomorrow. Can't believe it's already December 1st, but December's here.
Yeah, wow.
2020, we're going to kick it out of bed. We're done with that. And, looking forward into 21, what does automation look like for you? What does your instant offer platform really, really look like moving into 21? You got 30 days to work through this, set this up, try it, see if it works for you and your business and your team. If you don't like it, okay, sorry, we'll move on. We're okay. We could still be friends. But at least get in here and try it, guys. So test this out. I think you guys are going to love this. I know that my team has loved it. They've actually had trouble, Joe, catching up to the leads. Like when I looked at that that notification thing today, that's one thing is they're like, man, there's so many in here. I just don't know where to start. And now with that notification thing, I'm going to walk over there and make sure they know that that's active today. So I appreciate you.
We always get a kick out of it. We hear that from a lot of people. We always get a kick because what do agents always want? Leads. Right?
Yeah.
The second you get leads in automation, they're like, well, now I've got too many leads.
I'm choking.
That's a good problem.
Yeah.
It's a good problem.
I'm joking. Well, guys, we appreciate your time, Joe, and hopefully the community reaches out to you guys. We'll include the links below, guys, so you guys can reach out to these guys directly, get your demo scheduled. Make sure you let them know that you're an iREP member, and that way they can make sure that the integration is complete for you guys. And then give this baby a shot. This is next gen, so you guys should definitely give this thing a shot. So Joe, appreciate your time today. Community guys, we appreciate you guys, and we'll let you get back to business. We know it's Monday, so go make some money, and we'll talk soon.
Right. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Later, guys.